Now, in an earlier lesson, we showed you how to draw a perimeter using the drawing tools up here. And I'm going to show that again. I'll click on my rectangle, draw the rectangle on the canvas, and I can size this to scale by clicking on Object, Scale. And if you will recall, the room that we drew was 16 feet wide by 12 feet, or 192 inches by 144 inches. There's our floor, and I can verify those dimensions. I will click on my dimension tool icon here, click on the canvas, and I'm going to type in 192. And remember, you keep your finger depressed on the Shift key and you'll draw a perfectly straight line. There, and my floor is 192 inches wide. And I can do the same thing to measure the other side. There. Now I'm going to lasso the floor and the dimension tools, and you can see that all of them are highlighted. I just want to group them so I can move them out of the way just for a second. If I want to create that same perimeter using the wall templates, I'll just go into my space planning category, and I want to find the walls that come closest to my measurement. Now in this case, remember, it's a 16-foot wall. I'll pull that on. And we also need a 12-foot wall. And I will pull that on. Now I just want to verify the size of this top wall. So again, I'm going to click on my dimension tool, click on the canvas, and I'm going to type in 192 inches. This is my 16-foot wall. And I'm just going to draw, keeping my finger depressed on the Shift key. There. Notice that that darker portion of the wall is 192 inches. But on either side of that wall, you have these corners. Those corners are 6 inches wide. So I have my walls. I'm ready to create my perimeter. But first, let me get rid of this dimension tool. I don't need it. I want to turn this shorter wall perpendicular. So I'll click on my rotate icon. There. Next, I want to join these two walls at the corner. So first I want to highlight both of them. I could lasso both of them, or I could depress my Shift key and just highlight this wall here. Now that they're both selected, I'm going to click on this Align button and align their tops. Now watch how they align. There. And I want to align them one more time and align them to the left. This is going to move this wall over to the left. There. Now I just have to create the other two walls. And the easiest way to do that is to take these two walls, group them, and now I'm going to copy and paste. Now I just have to flip that new wall down. So I'm going to click on this icon here, which is my flip vertical, and then I will flip horizontal. There, now I've got my 4 walls, and all I have to do is align them to link up the 2 corners. To do that, you want to have both sets of walls highlighted. So I'll lasso them again. And again, I will align their tops, and I will align them to the left. There. I have a perfectly aligned set of walls, and now I'm going to group them. So I was able to take 4 line segments, perfectly align them, and now it's treated as one object. And I can verify that this is indeed 192 inches on the inside versus 144 inches. I'll take my original floor here, and it fits precisely in the middle. Now let's pretend that you need to build a room that is 16 feet and 6 inches. Right now, the wall that you're looking at here at the top and at the bottom is a 16-foot wall, or 192 inches. But you need a wall that is 16 feet 6 inches, or 198 inches. And likewise, on this side, we have a 12-foot wall, but say you need it to be 12 feet 6 inches. So instead of being 144 inches, it needs to be 150 inches. I'm going to move this off to the side again, and let's draw those new walls. All right, we're going to go back into our walls category over here under space planning. And I will once again drag on my 16-foot wall and my 12-foot wall. Now this is my 16-foot wall, and remember, I only need to make it larger by 6 inches. So I'm going to click on Object, Scale. Now notice, the width says 204 inches. That's because on either side of my 16-foot wall, I have these corners. And remember, each of the corners is 6 inches wide. But you can ignore that. Just remember, you have on a 16-foot wall, and you just need to make it larger by 6 inches. So just add 6 to 204 and make that 210. Now you have a 16-foot 6-inch wall, or 198 inches. And to verify, I'm going to do a dimension tool that is 198 inches, which is 16 feet 6 inches. There you go. Perfect measurement. Now we have to resize this wall. And if you remember from a previous lesson, I recommended that you resize your objects before you place them in the room. So this is a 12-foot wall. All I need to do is resize it by 6 inches to make it a 12-foot 6-inch wall. So I'll click on Object, Scale, and I'm going to add 6 inches. So that would make this 162. There. Now again, I can verify this measurement by drawing a dimension tool. So I want a dimension that is 12 feet 6 inches, or 150 inches. Remember, you keep your finger depressed on the Shift key. There, and again, that is a perfect measurement as well. So I'll create my perimeter, but first let me get rid of these dimension tools. Remember, you want to rotate this wall and then highlight both of the walls, and you can align them. I will align their tops, and I will align them to the left. Or in this case, I could align them to the right and watch that one wall move to the right. There. Group. Now copy and paste to create the other half. And remember, you flip vertical and flip horizontal. Highlight both sets, align their tops, and align them to the left this time. There, a perfectly aligned set of walls. And finally, group them. Now this perimeter is 6 inches longer and wider than our original floor. So if we just grab our original floor and put it inside, you can see that the new perimeter is a little bit larger than the original floor. Now just a few notes on this. Building your perimeter with our walls is best suited if you have a basic rectangular shaped room. If you have a room with irregular walls, you're better off using the drawing tools to create your perimeter. The other thing to remember is that the templates that are in the library are, for example, 12 feet, 13 feet, 14 feet, etc. If you need something odd like 12 feet 9 inches, then grab the wall that is closest to that figure. So if you needed a wall that was 12 feet 9 inches, go with 13 feet and subtract 3 inches. Or you can go with 12 feet and add 9 inches. And lastly, once you have your perimeter set, then the next steps are identical to what you saw when you drew the perimeter with your drawing tools or when you used a blueprint. Just lock down your perimeter on layer 1 and start designing on layer 2.